The math lesson today is for Monday, March 30th, and it's 8.11. We're talking today about customary liquid volume. So we've already done metric liquid volume when we did liters. Remember, the King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk, and we use the unit as liters. But in America or in some other countries in the world, we use customary units of liquid. So instead of classifying things in liters and centiliters and kiloliters, we do it in something called gallons and quarts, pints and cups and ounces. You've probably heard of all of those. So go ahead and push pause on the video if you need to find all of these colors. I have an orange, green, blue, and purple. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get some of these colored while we wait. I want you to be paying close attention today to my words because you're not going to be able to see my whole journal all at once. I'll have to raise the camera up in order for you to see all of it. But it is really important that you're listening the whole time, so make sure that you're in a quiet place where you can focus and get your math journal written in. Okay, so when we're talking about customary liquid volume, again, we're talking about gallons and quarts and pints and cups and ounces. We're going to draw one of my favorite things that we draw in the math journal. So I'm going to move this to the side. I'm going to slide this up. We are going to draw a house. We're going to call it the gallon house, okay? But to begin with, what you're going to need is the top of the house. So we're going to kind of make the point be in the middle here and go really far wide. Okay, I'm just kind of making a slash going to the side, and I'll make a slash going over here to that side. Okay, so I'm just using my pencil to make the roof of our house going in those directions, just like that. But what I really want to do is draw, going across the top, the framework of our house. Okay, what we're going to do is make this be one big, so you're going to go from pink line over here to the red line, one big letter G. I'm probably going to go down just a few. I know you can't quite see that, but look how much space is at the bottom here. So made a pretty good size G. I'm going to go all the way to the pink line. Make sure I can see it there. Then I'm going to come up. Don't connect all the way because you're trying to make a capital G. So we're going to go up about halfway. I think that's about halfway. And then I'm going to, I think that is halfway. What do you think? Looks halfway? Anyway. And then I'm going to go across and stop in the middle. So that looks like a big gallon. Let's go ahead and color that gallon green. The G stands for gallon. A gallon is the size of a gallon of milk, if you think about that, if you have that in your fridge, or a gallon of chocolate milk, whatever you want to think about for that. But a gallon is pretty big, but it is not as much as 2 liters. And a lot of people always ask, well, is a gallon more or less than 1 liter? And I want you to think about that during this lesson. Is a gallon, like a gallon of milk, more or less than half of a 2-liter thing of soda that you might have? Because when you buy those things of soda, they're not 1 liter, they're 2 liters. So is a gallon of milk more than half of a thing of soda? Why don't you think about that? Okay, so again, I'm going to raise the camera up the best I can. You just have one big letter G in your journal. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in how many things make up a gallon. So this is 1 gallon, so we're going to call it our gallon house. So I'm just going to kind of make the roof also be green. And we're going to call this the gallon house. Okay, that's who lives here. The gallons. The gallon house. Inside of a gallon, we have smaller units of measurement. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is quarts. A quart. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. So what we're going to do is make our gallon house have 4 windows, and they're going to look like this. I'm going to come pretty far over to the side. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to go about that far up. And I'm making the windows. Okay, I'm going to do 4 of those pretty evenly. There's another window. So I have 2 windows up there, and I'm going to come and do 2 windows down here. Making them be equal in size the best I can. Okay, I have 4 windows, but I want them to look like Q's. So in order for them to look like Q's, you're just going to come and put these long tails on the side to remember that that stands for quart. Let's go ahead and make our quarts orange. There are 4 quarts in every gallon because there are 4 windows in our house. 4 quarts in every gallon. Something in real life that is the size of a quart is like a large drink from McDonald's, or like a fountain drink from Maverick that's in a 32-ounce cup. 32 ounces is 1 quart. So I like to think of it as like a normal sized drink that Miss Fisher might have. That is a quart. So there are 4 of those that would fit inside of a milk gallon. Isn't that interesting? 4 of those drinks would fit inside of a gallon. So I have 4 quarts inside of my gallon house. Hopefully you're seeing how this all connects. So you're going to be asked questions. I'm just going to make the green really bold. You're going to be asked questions, not just on the assignment, but this happens every day, especially here in our country where we use customary units. You're going to be asked things like, if I have 2 gallons, how many quarts is that? So you're doing conversion still. So they're saying if I had 2 whole houses, 2 gallons, how many quarts would that be? Think about that for a minute. See if you can come up with an answer for me. I have 2 full houses. How many quarts is that? Well, there's 4 quarts in one house. So if I had a whole other house, I would have 8. I would have 8 quarts. Hopefully that made sense to you. Okay, let's go ahead and really lightly color in our quarts. Look how I'm just really lightly coloring it. You're going to have to be writing in it because a 32-ounce drink, a quart, is not the smallest form of measurement for customary liquid volume. It's really not. Also, I just want you to be aware, we don't use the word gallon really unless we're talking about liquids. Okay, this is for liquid volume, liquid. We also aren't going to really talk about a quart unless it's usually in liquid volume. Tomorrow we're going to learn about weight, customary weight, and those are things like pounds and ounces and a ton, literally tons. Okay, and that's one measurement of weight. But today we're talking about it in liquid volume, so all in liquids. Go ahead and get that colored. You should be able to get it colored before I'm done, or at about the same time. If you need to pause the video, you can do that. All right, I have 4 quarts inside of my gallon house. All right, but that's not the only thing. There are going to be things inside of the quarts. We're going to have 2 people inside of the quarts. So what I want you to do is to pick up your pencil. You're going to have to use your imagination on this, okay? I'm just doing the best I can. So in this top window right here, you're going to draw 2 people. They're going to look like this. There's one person. I know, it's just a letter P. It's fine. Use your imagination. And there's another person. Okay, we're going to call those our people. Let's go ahead and make them purple. Okay, so in every quart we have 2 people looking out the window. But these people stand for pints. Have you ever heard that measurement used? 2 pints. Yeah, that measurement gets used actually quite a bit. The size of if I think about what in real life is a pint, I like to think of like a jelly jar and filling that with liquid. That's a pint. It's also 1 pint is half of a quart, right? If I were to cut that window in half, I would have 1 pint. So we're going to be asking a lot of conversion questions here in a little bit. So we're just going to quickly get the drawing done, and then I'm going to explain to you how to use the drawing in your conversions. So every quart has 2 pints. So go ahead and do that here and there. Every quart has 2 pints. So again, start with your pencil. Pretend that they're people. It helps me remember because of the letter P. And the last one. Every quart, this one was a little scary. Every quart has 2 pints in it. So if I ask this question, hopefully you're paying attention. How many pints are in the full gallon, or in a gallon? Well, in the whole house, there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 8 pints in every gallon. How many pints are there in 2 quarts? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many pints are there in half of a gallon? Well, I can cut the house in half this way. I can cut it in half that way. What if I said, how many pints are in a fourth of a gallon? You would have to think about what is a fourth of a gallon, and it's a quart. And how many pints are there? 2. So in a fourth of a gallon, we have 1 quart or 2 pints. Okay, we're going to be using that quite a bit. So there's one more thing that we get to add into here, and this is a little bit tricky, but inside of every pint, there's something else. We measure things in cups. Okay, we measure things in cups. So each of these little people are going to have 2 seeing eyes, 2 letter C's. 1, 2. And they're kind of looking to the side, just if you think of it as eyes. 2 letter C's inside of every letter P. So there's 2 cups in every pint. So I'm going to have a challenging question. How many cups are in 3 quarts? So there's this one, this one, this one. How many cups is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a lot faster than just counting one by one if I just went, well, 4, 8, 12, right? There's 4 in every quart. So anyway, you probably know what a measuring cup looks like, and think about it as far as sizes go, right? You have a gallon of milk, then you have like a 32-ounce drink. I'll show you. Miss Fisher has a 32-ounce drink right now. I just got back from So Delicious. That is a 32-ounce drink. Okay, there's 4 of these that would fit inside of every gallon. Inside of every gallon. And then inside of this quart, we have 2 pints, or we have 4 cups. 2 pints or 4 cups inside of a quart. Okay, so let's go ahead and just write that. That's all of our drawings, but we're going to make those letter I's be blue C's. So every person has 2 cups, or every pint has 2 cups. And they're all looking this way just because that's the way the letter C goes. Okay, so we've just done this awesome drawing of this gallon house. I'll raise this up so you can see. And now what I'm going to do is at the bottom, I'm going to quickly write some measurements, and then we're going to move on. So at the very bottom of your journal, hopefully you left some space back there. At the very bottom of your journal, you need to write some measurements, okay? Sorry, after lifting up the camera, I shifted everything over here. So I just need to make sure that I can get it to stay. Okay, ready? At the bottom, we're going to write this. 1 gal, that's how you would abbreviate gallon. 1 gallon is the same as 4 quarts. Quarts are abbreviated QT. 1 gallon is also the same as 8 cups. Cups is abbreviated with just, oh no, I'm sorry, not 8 cups, that's silly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pints. And change that into a PT. That's how pints are abbreviated. And then my question for you is, how many cups are in this entire gallon? Well, there's 4 in every quart. So 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you probably couldn't see when I was pointing to the other ones. It's 16. 16 cups. So 1 gallon is 4 quarts, or 8 pints, or 16 cups. All of those are 1 gallon. They're equal to 1 gallon. Look what I'm going to do here. I'm going to use the same colors that we used to show that, or 16 cups. Those are all the same. So before we leave for the next video, I just want to ask this question, and we're gonna be done with this video, and we're gonna see if you can figure it out. If I had 5.5 gallons, so think about that. I have 5 whole houses lined up on a block in a neighborhood. I have 5 of these, and a half. I have 5.5 whole gallons. I want you to be able to tell me how many quarts that is, how many pints that is, and how many cups that is. That is your challenge to figure out. See if you can do it on your own right now, and join me in the next video to find out the answers.